Just in the last 15 minutes, we can update you that truck, it has been recovered from the water. You take a look here behind me. Crews have just now been able to fully get it out of the water. Again, earlier this morning, we learned from the East Providence Fire and Police Department, one person confirmed dead after that car went into the water here at the Providence River by Bold Point Park. From there, a several hours-long standoff ensuing with police and ending with the SWAT team shooting that suspect and then being taken into custody. That train that you hear coming by at this time, as well as the building right behind it in between that brush, trying to control that fire quickly to not spread it to the building, as well as the safety of those firefighters being right next to that train. Spanning from yesterday at just about 3 p.m. all the way through the night into this morning at just after 8 a.m. when police were finally able to peacefully take Rotundo and his wife into custody. That thin layer up top, but it's getting a little bit heavier underneath. And what does that mean? It is perfect snowball making weather. I've got my green on. I'm celebrating holiday. And take a look here behind me. This place is filling up. We have been open since 9 a.m. Start off with a little bit of a crowd, but pretty soon you're not going to be able to find a place to stand if you don't get down here. And with St. Patrick's Day falling on a Friday, we are ready for a weekend long of celebrating. As you were saying, today is their Super Bowl here. Temperatures already dropping. We're already feeling that cold starting to kick in. We're going to ride along with Jacob. We're going to have more as he's answering calls coming up on ABC 6 News at noon. See the Celtics jackets out, and they need them with this rain coming down outside here today. The Celtics hoping it's going to be raining threes inside of the Garden tonight. And if you're looking to get in the Garden, not going to be a very cheap ticket. And the parade still moving at this time, as you can see. And the end point is High Street here in Bristol. But you can see this parade still has a long way to go until we're done here. And what a perfect day to have this 237th 4th of July celebration. Getting the knowledge and the skills out to as many people as possible. Can you just talk about, how important something like this is?
Certainly.
It's keeping the plow drivers busy, and they haven't had that business all winter. So speaking with some of them here at the Cranston Highway Department today, they said they definitely have been thankful to finally have some work this winter. I mean, just take a look here behind me. You can see the waves just absolutely whipping around over by the Coast Guard House. They have been crashing into that wall, going over it into the road throughout the morning. This is just about the calmest I'd say it's been all morning, and you can still see these waves coming up here on Narragansett Beach. You can feel the emotion here at the Station Memorial Park this morning. Some cars starting to pull in, some people starting to head into the memorial. And from there, those flames spreading rapidly, totaling over 150 acres burned. Brian Walsh pleading not guilty to murdering his wife, Anna Walsh, as well as misleading a police investigation. Really could have been a whole lot worse, but thankfully that kayaker is okay after tipping over last night. Bit close. It came all the way down to the 11th hour, but the union finally agreeing to a contract with First Student and avoiding that bus strike. And this morning, the drivers starting to arrive to work today with a smile on their faces. They finally have that new deal.
A very good job. I would hate to lose it for this, you know what I mean?
It's shocking.
A lot of people rely on it.
It's really going to hurt. It's going to hurt us and probably a lot of other people.
Commuters in New Bedford frustrated after learning the DATCO South Coast to Boston Express bus line will cancel service April 16th.
I mean, we don't have many options at this point. So we're all scrambling here to find a way to get back and forth to work. We do depend on this DATCO service, and it would really be bad for us to lose it.
DATCO citing declining ridership in recent years that's led to profit losses as the leading factor in its decision. In an interview with ABC 6, Vice President of Cogent Tours Dennis Lyons said their losses currently total about $30,000 a month. That, along with the impending arrival of MBTA commuter rail service in New Bedford later this year, is why the company has decided to end its service. But until then, passengers will be forced to find other means. And for most, that will be going to the nearest existing commuter rail station in Lakeville, a 30-minute drive.
That's still a huge inconvenience for me in the morning. I've been relying on this for the past year and a half. I actually moved to New Bedford because I knew there was a reliable public transit system.
In a tweet Tuesday, Mayor John Mitchell expressed his frustrations with the bus company and his decision to cancel service with little notice to riders, also saying there was a lack of engagement with the city to find alternative options. When asked if a resolution could be reached that would allow for DATCO buses to continue operating for the next few months until commuter rail service begins, DATCO's VP Dennis Lyons said that's still a possibility.
We've had a conversation subsequent to the notice being posted on Friday with MassDOT. We're certainly open to that if they come to us with a source. I mean, to your point, when the train comes in the fall, we're done. It's going to push us out of business. It's heavily subsidized, and that'll be the end for us. So, so we're certainly not willing to lose $30,000 a month only to be put out of business.
Flights across the country grounded Wednesday morning after an FAA computer system outage used to communicate with pilots affected airports nationwide, causing nearly 5,000 flights to be delayed or canceled.
Found out about it 2 minutes ago. They kept saying they'll give us updates, no updates. The update was probably get a flight tomorrow.
The ground stop lifted now, but at TF Green, passengers feeling those effects this morning. Some waiting out the delays, while others rebooking their flights and heading back home to try again tomorrow.
Very, very discouraging. We're disappointed.
But for one passenger, Wednesday's unprecedented situation even more difficult. Tim Murphy arrived at TF Green prepared to board a flight to Chicago and visit his granddaughter, marking his first time flying in more than 3 decades. The hurdles, he tells ABC 6 News, only fitting.
My wife found out on the news this morning, and I guess the FAA has been waiting 32 years for me to fly, just to get me for something. I don't know.
This morning, the White House says there's no evidence at this time to indicate any type of cyber attack, and President Biden directing the Department of Transportation to investigate the outage. Locally, Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss tweeting Wednesday, a total ground stop is unacceptable, adding the FAA must be transparent about what happened today to prevent it from ever happening again. Speaking to ABC 6 News, the congressman who represents much of Bristol County says the effects of the system's breakdown will be felt beyond just people missing their flights.
The immediate effect on passengers in the airport, plans delayed, families not connected, business not conducted. U.S. domestic flight market is highly interwoven, and the spillover impacts of cancellations can be felt for days at a time.
And I spoke with one employee here at TF Green who predicts this will affect flights throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend, saying he's seen airlines deal with system issues one at a time, but never the entire system all at once across the country, saying this is something that in his 12 years in the airline industry, he's never seen before. Reporting at TF Green, Yanni Tragellis, ABC 6 News. A long-awaited day for many Rhode Islanders.
It's all Christmas gifts.
Even State Senator Joshua Miller, who led the charge to pass legislation legalizing recreational marijuana, making a purchase of his own, with marijuana now for sale to all adults over the age of 21. 5 dispensaries now cleared to sell marijuana recreationally at Aura in Central Falls, Mother Earth Wellness in Pawtucket, the Greenleaf Compassion Center in Portsmouth, the Slater Center in Providence, and in Warwick at Rise Dispensary, which opened its doors at 6 a.m., welcoming Exeter resident Christopher Hampton, first in line to make the first legal purchase in the Ocean State.
In the state.
The whole state.
I am excited. I don't know, I just feel like it's something that I can brag about. Call back to California, Arizona, and be like, yo, guys, check this out. So, yeah, it's exciting.
And with a high number of customers expected to come to Rise Dispensary today, the dispensary renting out a shuttle to take customers to and from an adjacent parking lot to try to limit the amount of traffic along Jefferson Boulevard. So if you are coming down, be ready to hop on this shuttle and take just a short ride, but a safe ride over to the dispensary.
Not a lot is different. Yesterday to today, the products are the same. The dosing is the same. And so we're really able to hit the ground running, serving consumers with tested, regulated product that we know that we've previously been selling through the medical channel. The deadline has passed and writers are now walking off the job, demanding better pay and benefits as their industry faces unprecedented change. Over his remarks at the school. Teixeira faces charges under the Espionage Act. No word on when the judge will make a decision. It was a win-or-go-home game for the Black and Gold, their historic season riding on Game 7 to continue in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But the Florida Panthers, they just wanted it more with the trophy. It was a great day for me, a proud alum of Quinnipiac.
You are grinning ear to ear.
I mean, I walked in the building. I don't think I've been this happy on Monday to walk in. I
love that.
It was nerve-wracking, down 2-0. So, April showers bring May flowers. Is it just a little bit of a late start to that saying this year?
We're a little delayed right now, so it's okay. We'll take it because it prevents drought.
Oh, that's something good to come out of it.